to the Say It Ain't So podcast, episode 2. I'm your host, Jazmyne Thomas.
And Belinda Walker.
Be walk, be walk.
Be walk, be walk.
Hey guys, so anyways, we're excited to be back. We, of course, you don't see us with our mics, but we're going to try to speak up a little bit during this and have our mics in Tuesday. So honestly, the next podcast, we will have them ready. Another thing, we hope you've had a wonderful week. Continue to spread love and positive vibes to those around you. And spread, good vibes, man. That's all we can do. Good vibes. That's all we can do is just send positivity, help somebody in need, and that's that. So
that brings us to today's episode. We're going to be touching down on mental health.
Speak up. Sorry.
We're going to be touching down on mental health and what to do during a crisis and stuff like that. And so we're just going to share a little bit of our testimony and hope you guys can relate.
And also we hope that we can help you out. Like she said, we would like to, maybe put links below in the descriptions, and that way you guys can reach out to them and things like that. Personally, we won't be putting our own social media handles because we can help you to an extent of just being that friend to talk to you, but we can't help you out to the extent of where you might need extra help. So in the description, we will post links to different hotlines. We'll post some news articles about it and things like that. So that's basically the topic today. Sorry if we get off guard. We might jump off guard and just freaking.
But it's a Sunday.
Yeah.
It's a lazy day. We're just relaxing and enjoying talking to y'all.
Yeah. How about this dolphin though?
Not pretty.
Yeah, it's nice.
Is it a lamp? It is.
Yeah, bro.
It is.
Huh. But yeah, do you want to start off and?
Well, so we're at the beautiful resort here in our hometown, and I just wanted to say that when I first got sick with my mental disorder that I have, my mental illness that I have, I was actually in this very same place. Like I haven't visited here much, but I lost my mind.
What's your mind?
Let's just put it that way. I really did. And so what it is, Chateau Jazz.
It's totally up to you. I mean, it's your story, it's your testimony. If you feel like sharing bits and pieces, you can. If you feel like spilling all your beans about it, to aware others, that's totally up to you. But just it's up to you, man.
I'm a little nervous. Yeah. So definitely, when I was 21, I got very sick. And I got emergency hospitalized from my job, and I was hallucinating. And I had been hallucinating visual, tactile, and auditory for about 2 months when it started, until my family found me, where I was at in the state of condition that I was in. And of course, the only person that knew who to help was my grandma. And she actually had dealt with what I was dealing with before with her sister growing up. So she had known that there was something wrong. She knew, like, I wasn't just like losing.
Yeah,
you're
not acting like you're normal.
Yeah, so. She was like, there's something's definitely wrong. And so she actually took me to the emergency room after I got off work from here, and she gave them the statement and stuff like that. Well, anyways, I ended up having to go to a hospital, one of the mental hospitals, is that what you call it?
Yeah, a mental health.
A mental health
facility.
Hospital. Yeah, so I was at a mental health facility, and I was in there for a month and a half. Now, mind you, it took them 3 weeks to calm me down. I could not calm down, Jazz.
Dude, I feel you.
They ended up, like I was just freaking out even while I was there. So since I was hallucinating, I had thought that I was actually in a homeless shelter. I thought my family had dropped me off at a homeless shelter, and that just made it even worse.
See, and that's the thing with mental health when you go through a episode and you're hallucinating and you're hearing audible things and things like that. Same with me. I thought that my parents and everybody completely abandoned me.
Yeah.
And I was like, it freaked me out even more.
Yes. Yeah.
And it's like, what the hell am I here for?
Yeah.
Like, why am I here? Why did my family just drop me off with some random people?
Exactly.
And it's a scary deal. It really is it's a scary.
I was 21 years old and I was crying every single day in that hospital for my grandma because she was like the only person that could help me. And nobody could help. Nobody could do anything.
See, and you couldn't really call until you were like.
I couldn't give them a number. I think like the whole it is schizophrenia is very, very harmful to the brain. Very harmful. I don't know if you've seen a picture, and maybe we can even pull up a clip of it.
Yeah.
But if you see a picture between a normal adolescent brain and an adolescent brain with schizophrenia, there's like tons of gray matter that's lost that you can't replace, that can't be made back up.
Really?
And so so it eventually messes with your would it be cognitive skills, like motor skills, stuff like that.
Yeah.
So you saw earlier how I said, I wasn't processing that stuff earlier. I actually have a processing impairment, a learning impairment, a hearing impairment, and a auditory impairment because of my illness.
Wow.
And like I said, you can't usually tell most of the time because I sound so not proper, but well read, but it's because I take a lot of medicine to control those things, like to keep me in balance and in place. Like there's just certain schizophrenia opens up a part of your mind that your body is not ready to handle at all, and so that's why you initially freak out. And I'm not going into detail sometime later about the more harsher parts of schizophrenia, but for right now we're just gonna slowly dive into it because it makes me nervous letting people know that I have it, because the first thing people do is get scared because they don't know about it.
Right.
You know what I mean? But that's why we're making this video, so people will be aware of hey,
of different
somebody that has this condition is still worth compassion and love. They're still just as much a person as you are, but they're dealing with something that's not. It's not made up, it's not just in their head, it's an actual chemical imbalance that creates this crazy imagination in your brain.
Yeah.
Really.
Yeah, it sends you into a whole completely different type of thinking.
Yes.
So, and it's really hard. The thing about me...
the biggest part about it, bro, the comeback.
The comeback is ridiculous. You start scaring people.
It was so hard, bro.
Yeah.
I do scare people.
Hey, you scare people because of the comeback. The comeback is holy shit. We have to
we have to get ourselves back together.
Yeah, we have to pull ourselves back together from trying to function how she was to how she is now. It's we've got to piece ourselves back together.
Yes, and so
dang.
I've been piecing myself back together for
that's
almost
good.
4 years now.
Amen, man.
Almost 4 years.
That's awesome.
I'm doing good, and I will tell you, I need to get a new psychiatrist for one, because this new one that I got, she told me, I said, I'm still dealing with this stuff every day, and she says, you still deal with that? And I said, man, the last lady told me it's never going away. What do you mean?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I personally don't know.
It can be healed, but there's usually not an actual cure for it.
Yeah. But there is ways that you can kind of shut it out a little bit.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Of just really training your brain to, when I start to feel overwhelmed and things like that, I train myself. I'm already hard on myself as it is. So I try to train myself to be you know what? No. Just straight no. I'm not going to let this
yeah, you're not going to let it bother you.
Yeah, I'm not going to let it take my life over,
I feel that. Actually, that's one reason why I I quit vaping nicotine. I think I told you guys in the last episode. I've been using nicotine gum, and I haven't picked up a vape, have I, Jess?
Yeah, no.
Not at all.
Still sober on the vape, so that's good to hear.
But I got so tired of something controlling me that.
And mental health will so bad.
Yes, and so it just put me in this awful state. And so one day I just woke up and I was like, you know what, I don't want to do this no more. I woke up and my vape was burned, and I was like, you know what, I want to do this. So just quit vaping. I'm doing pretty good. The cravings have ceased a lot, but then there's also times when I get like, oh, excuse me, sorry, like irritated or angry, and I'm like, where's my outlet?
Yeah.
To release
your like emotions and things like that. Yeah.
So yeah, I'm still working on that. I'm still learning like how to find a way to cope better, I guess. Cope better.
Yeah. So my experience is a little different. I have been diagnosed with anxiety, of course, and differentiated. What did I say it was? Differentiated. Was it anxiety or was it schiz?
It might be differentiated schiz, just from your past experience, like from what I've heard.
Yeah, I think it was differentiated schizophrenia, but me personally, I don't know a whole lot about the schizophrenia side of it. I really, like with me, I just try to, like I said, block that out and just like move forward how I know.
That's the worst part about it. Is like with schizophrenia, you either have to like full send or back all the way off. So like you either back all the way off and don't think about it and you're fine, you're normal, you're what's considered to be normal, or you full send into it. And people are like, oh my gosh, why is she saying the sky is falling and Jesus is coming and you know, like they. And just
it's just how your brain. It just really.
What really blows my mind is people think that it's like something made up in somebody's head that they just create. I'm like, why would somebody create this on their own? And several people have done it before.
And this is
a chemical imbalance.
Right. And this is what I was gonna say is, I think it's neat that I've gone through this because it's really opened me up to realize like different things about me and things like that. But like when you go and express yourself and you go and tell your stories, I like talking to people who have actually been there or know exactly what you're talking about because they actually relate. Other people, they care. They'll listen to you.
They don't listen to it fully. They don't accept it or like
right.
Process it.
They'll listen to you. But they don't understand like where you're actually coming from. So my thing went on about 3 years ago. I had went into a psychosis state where I don't know. I wasn't myself. I wouldn't listen to my family. My family came to pick me up and try to see what was going on. I couldn't give them any answers because there was just so much in my head going on.
That's how I feel that my uncle was getting so mad. Like he was like, "What is this? What are you talking about?" And I couldn't give him any answers.
There's just no answers to give you. Like you can't explain it in that time.
It's inexplainable. That's for sure.
So I ended up going to the hospital. They get me all situated, things like that, and I end up having to go to. I went to a behavioral place in Norman. It was called Cedar Ridge, actually in Bethany, I believe. Cedar Ridge,
I went to Red Rock and Griffin.
It was like prison. I'm not even joking. Like when I say
you
this,
get to go outside once a week.
We got to go outside once. They ended up telling my family that we got to watch TV and go outside. We never watched TV. And we went outside once because we all started freaking out.
Yeah, we did that one time too. Like everybody in the lobby was like, "Let us go outside."
Yeah,
like,
and then they finally let us went outside.
And they finally they were getting ganged up on, so they decided to.
That's exactly how it was at Red Rock. Yeah, or not Red Rock, but Cedar Ridge.
Yeah.
But the second time I had an episode again, and my episode, I'll explain a little bit to you guys of how my episode was. So my episode was, from the best I know how to explain it, I was falling and ended up falling all the way down to wherever I was, my mind was taking me. Fell all the way back down, but then it was like I had to climb my way back up. So I literally felt like if Jesus had to, so if Jesus was like, I don't know, like falling or like fell down and was working his way back up, just beat up and bruised and all kinds of stuff. That's exactly how I felt. I paced up and down my hallway, and I literally was walking, and I felt like my mind was telling me I was walking on needles. So I was walking like real like hunched over and like barely creeping. Yeah, barely creeping. So then my grandparents ended up taking me back to the hospital in Oklahoma. I'm not gonna throw that out there where it was, but ended up going to the hospital there, and you know, had to get IVs, had to get CT scans and things like that. Ended up going to Cedar Ridge. 10 out of 10. I'm not saying.
You're not recommending.
No. I loved it.
Really?
Cedar Ridge and Norman, freaking loved it, bro. They were the nicest people. I felt like I connected more with those people. So the first place I went to was Cedar Ridge. I went in there and it was, in my mind, it was complete war. I leave, I go, end up having to go to Red Rock, straight peace. But they were trying to like get me on the same page as them of you're safe here. I didn't feel safe at all at Cedar Ridge. But Red Rock, I felt super safe.
Red Rock, I felt safe at, but listen, they transferred me from Red Rock to Griffin because I was getting worse and worse by the day.
See, I wasn't getting worse, and there I actually, I could sleep when I wanted to. Like I could just chill in my room or things like that. At Cedar Ridge, it was like if you didn't participate in the mornings with any activities or things like that, they wouldn't let you go home.
They wouldn't let you out.
They wouldn't let you out. Period.
Yes.
So I would like have to get up, and they were shady there though.
Listen, they
like shady as hell.
In Griffin, they held these classes, like different courses that you could take during the day. Like everybody would have to go out and do it. And if you did these things, it would put like points towards you getting out of there.
Right, so you could like go and talk to your therapist on screen.
My dumbass, I was, tripping. I was hallucinating the whole time. I have been seeing visual things and hearing auditory things for the past 4 years, and it has not gone all the way away, but it has not ever broke out the way that it did when it first sprung on me. Like I literally started hallucinating about like angels and bad demons and stuff.
Mine was heaven and hell.
Yeah, it was
heaven and hell, like battling heaven and hell. Which I have no.
What I tell you is, she came out and she was like, "Do you want to go to this class?" I was like, "Ma'am, I already know who I am and what I want to be in this world, so I don't need to take those classes." And she put a little X on.
Yeah, puts an X on there. Bad kid. Next.
So I came out there a little bit later, and I was like, I think I want to go to this class.
Hey, can I have a phone call? No, because you didn't participate in class today.
Yeah.
Like what?
Like bitch, we were.
Yeah, it was like prison, wasn't it?
Coloring a tree.
No, it really was like that.
Like
we were coloring. You colored. You did crossword puzzles. You freaking ate bananas and apples, fruit snacks.
I was so crazy.
But I will give it, the one thing I will say that was good about Cedar Ridge, I lost like 30 pounds.
No, listen, I gained 50.
Second day, I go to Red Rock, gained about 20. Because we was eating good over there. Yeah. You can get whatever you wanted. You can get seconds. You can do all that stuff, bro.
Yes.
So I mean, and I tell my Nana this all the time, joking, but I'm like, if I had to just get away for a week because of my mental state, I said I would go back to Red Rock. Take me to Red Rock. Let me hang out with my people up there where I feel comfortable. Minus the whole world, because I don't feel comfortable with people in the real world. Up there at Red Rock, I was comfortable as shit.
they transferred me, and when they transferred me, I was around a bunch of crazy ass people, like some crazy
Dude, they were
institutional ass people.
Dude, I was with MC Roach.
Uh-uh.
That was her name, MC Roach. She signed my shirt and everything. I don't know.
So I remember freaking out because when I first went to Griffin, they were like, "Hey, if you want a single pod, you can have a single pod." And I'm like, "No, I don't need a single one." Like, I'm
That
good.
must be nice.
Yeah, no, I get out there and I'm rooming with like 2 other girls and like
I
we
just
beat
room
each
with
other
one
up.
each time.
Anyway, what was I gonna say? I was gonna say something. Well, oh, I told them. I said, "Hey." I said, "Can I go back to the other place where my friends are?"
Hell no.
I was like, "Can I go back to where my friends are in Red Rock?" And he said, "Those are not your friends."
Yeah, you don't make friends up here. And they were strict about that, like, you're here to get better.
Yeah.
Like, you're not up here to just stay and have a vacation. No. But anyways,
My roommate beat up my other roommate, and after that, I was her bitch.
Hey, I'll make your bed.
She was a lot bigger than me.
I'll make your bed this morning.
Yeah, girl, I got you. Listen, I'm glad she'll never see this, but anyways. I would sneak, okay, so we would get fed 3 times a day with 2 snacks. And Griffin was sucked with food, like compared to Red Rock. Red Rock was like whole meals that you got, you know what I mean? And Griffin was just like little stuff in there. Well, I was starving every day, like to the point where I took a grape jelly and opened it up and just, because I was so hungry, yes.
Grape jelly.
But anyway, so my roommate, she had been there for years and years. Like you could tell by the look in her eye that she was just gone. And she had a bunch of snacks that she never ate. I would sneak down there and get the fucking snacks.
Are you serious? You would steal her snacks?
Snacks, bro.
Dude, you're an ass for that.
She wasn't eating them, bro.
She wouldn't eat them.
Oh, God. You'd
But-
be like Golden Grams that I would sit there and
Look at that picture up there.
I'll picture that one.
No, this one.
Oh, no. You guys gotta see this. We're gonna have to put that in the clip.
Yeah, we'll put it later. But anyways, back to my story. I ended up getting to come home. I got put on different meds. They're doing great as long as I'm taking them accordingly and how I'm supposed to be. I think I'm getting better every day. I personally would say I've come a long way from where I was. But like we said earlier, it's just still learning how to piece the pieces back together. And also with those around you, knowing that.
And then also remembering that trauma, like you.
Yes,
hold
that's
on
the
to
biggest
trauma,
thing, and you just gotta
but, like,
let
you
it go.
gotta let go of it.
Yep.
Yeah, that's the hardest thing to
Yeah.
let go of because it was so personal to you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, it's the hardest thing.
Yeah, but yeah, I just want to let you guys know that you guys aren't alone. If you are struggling out there with mental health, I know we talk about mental health a lot. We brought it up a little bit in episode 1, but we really just wanted to reach out and express our feelings and our thoughts and our testimonies over our situation, just to let you guys know that you aren't alone in
To
this
let you know
situation.
there is a rainbow on the end of the path.
There is.
There is.
Yeah.
We've been doing so good for so long, and if you would have seen the state of mind that we were actually in, like if you could have been the fly on the wall during our episodes, you'd wonder how we were even still sitting here sitting still.
Right, and I truly believe this with my whole heart. When I went through that the second time, the only thing I could think about was God.
Yeah.
That's all I could think about.
All you think about.
And He brought me out of that. And I can never repay Him enough and be thankful. I'm just so very thankful that I was able to turn to Him. And I also caught myself feeling like, well, maybe I wouldn't have been there if I would have been thinking about Him this whole time.
But that's why we went so severe. But that is the reason why God did that to us. When He isolates you, when
you have no other person to lean on,
He's wanting you to talk to Him. Yes, absolutely.
If you have nobody else to lean on, there's one person in this whole entire universe
and like I said,
that you can lean on.
He will isolate you to let you know you can lean on Him.
Yeah.
To show you.
Yeah.
You have to do the trust fall first.
Yeah, you have to trust in Him with your whole heart, soul, and mind. And
But you see,
and it's hard. I know it's hard.
What made mine so hard to do is because the day that I started seeing and hearing it, like, it's so loud, Jazmyne.
Yeah, it's loud.
It's so loud, it silences your own voice. You're quiet, you won't speak nothing, like, you can't explain it. And so I had opened my Bible during the first parts of my hallucinations, and I would read it.
And when those voices are loud, he'll go to a spot where you're kind of safe in your mind, and he'll point out places where you should be, where you might turn to in your Bible, and it's like, oh, well, he's showed me where I need to be at right now.
To this day, I remember how loud it was. It was so crazy. And so, like, loud noises, I don't really like the drop of a pen or anything.
That's me. Coughing, sniffling, like, those things.
Knocks out the door.
Yeah, those things trigger me.
So since mine was a very spiritual psychosis, whenever I hear a knock at the door, it spikes my blood pressure and freaks me out because it makes me think that something bad's knocking at the door, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
That's just the first thing I think of. I'm like, oh my gosh.
Right.
You know, we did a paranormal investigation at my job last night. I didn't get home until like 11 o'clock.
Really?
I mean, I went to Walmart after work, but there's supposedly like 6 ghosts above the winery, like in the little rooms upstairs.
See, I try to block that stuff out.
I blocked that stuff out, but
you have to.
I had to deal with, maybe that's why I'm so exhausted, you know, I had to deal with a bunch of like
unwanted energy.
Battling that energy, yeah. Like, I'm not one for witchcraft, I'm not one for tarot reading, stuff like that.
It's battling that energy.
Yeah.
And when people just talk about it,
and
it's
people,
just like
think that you don't understand it, and you're like, you don't understand the experience
that I've been through, yeah.
With that stuff, you know.
Yeah,
it may not drive you crazy, but it drove me insane. And
it's like, let me go home. I'm tired of dealing with this.
Yes.
Yeah, so that's basically the topic today, mental health. We would love to hear maybe like some of your stories, how you got out of it. So make sure you comment down below and, you know.
Yeah, we'd like to hear that you're pulling out of it. Because what took me... It took me 4 weeks, Jazz, before I understood what disease I had. And as soon as I understood it, because I had seen it before in my previous time, I came back down to earth.
Right.
Once I understood what I was dealing with, I came back down to earth.
And that's, I think, another thing is we, like, came back down to earth, and God is showing us, like, so many things. Like, this... As you fell, this is what you missed. This is kind of like where you should have been, but you were here. You should have been over here instead of over there, and things like that. So I think it was a. I'm not gonna say good because that was terrible.
One day it was
it was an awful experience.
So where I wouldn't wish it on my worst day.
No, me neither. No way.
But what it is though, it's a very hard spiritual reset.
Yeah.
Very hard reset.
And it's very spiritual.
Yes.
That's the thing. Yes. So spiritual.
Definitely. Before I dealt with all this, I was struggling so hard with not being able to breathe, having too much anxiety. Like, my heart just beat out of my chest. I couldn't think because I was always so nervous. And then after that hard spiritual reset and then being put on medicine and stuff like that, like, my body's calm. I'm calm. The storm has passed. You know, like, it's like I saw the storm. I went through it, I fought through it.
Yep.
Got beat up, got struck, you know, stuff like that.
Yep.
And then the storm dissipated and I walked out of it.
And you got out of it.
And then after I walked out of it, I cleaned myself back up and I said, you know, let's go again.
Yeah, it's time to keep fighting for yourself, you know? Because this world, it really lets you know, like, with me right now, in my mind, I have the biggest trust issues. I don't trust a lot of people. There is a handful of people that I trust, and it's just something that I've been through and seen and heard auditorial things that I don't want to associate. And I'm so big-hearted and just, you know, am who I am. So it's hard for me to tell people no. And it's like,
I feel that.
Yeah, so I don't know, it's a crazy experience. If anybody's been through it, you definitely know what we're talking about and how how it is, and we just really hope that you reach out to someone or have reached out to someone if you really are
Or
struggling with
also,
these things.
if you're not the person that's struggling with this, but you see somebody kind of not acting in their same usual character and not like um, participating in life the way that they're supposed to be,
Right.
like if you noticeably see that something might be wrong with somebody, maybe like check in on them, check to see if they have a doctor, anybody they can talk to, because there's I praise my grandma every day for saving my life, because I was a danger to myself and others in that situation.
Mm-hmm.
And so if she would have never helped me, I could have went on for months or years or even anything until something bad happened, and I don't want somebody to get stuck in that state of mind for longer than they have to be, because like I said, just 2 months of like straight hallucinating, like that's just not.
It's so
It's so
it's
hard
so
to come back
draining.
from. It's so draining.
It's so mentally, physically, emotionally draining. Like
just draining.
when I got back home, I was just so drained, and I'm so like thankful for where I am now, because I would sleep all day, be up all night, sleep all freaking day. I was a freaking walking zombie at night and a freaking vampire. I'd be up at night like ready to freaking go.
I had such severe, not like, it was kind of like nerve brain damage, I guess, from how many hallucinations that I had, that when I was in the hospital and when I got out, I would just pace back and forth. I could not sit down and sit still. I just paced back and forth. And in the hospital, I paced for 4 hours straight.
Dang. That's crazy. I did that at Cedar Ridge. I paced up and down the halls and things like that. Like I felt like I was on guard.
I didn't break out of it until I started smoking a little bit of weed again. Like marijuana helped me calm down and like relax. THC helped me relax.
Yeah. And I had some CBD gummies that kind of helped with that a little bit. But go back to weed, I can't. My brain freaking.
For some people, there can be marijuana-induced psychosis. There can be that.
I was diagnosed with that too.
I definitely understand that very much. Mine happened to be hereditary. I grew up with my grandma's sister having paranoid schizophrenia, and so I watched her most of my life, act crazy or be weird and stuff like that. I didn't understand it. And then once I was in it, I was like, wow, this is what this is.
Yes, it's crazy.
I was like, wow. Like, it's a brand new, I told my boss the other day, I said, boss, I'm so exhausted from living 2 different worlds.
Mm-hmm. It's awful.
Because there's one world where everything's just tripping and you're constantly
and hectic,
questioning things, and it's very hectic. And then there's the other world where it's calm and nothing's going on and you're fine.
Yeah. So that is
Well, yeah, that's our subject for the day, guys.
Yeah, that is our subject today.
Let us know if y'all have anything y'all want us to touch down on or talk about in our next podcast. We'd love some ideas and some topics. We're open to creative directory, we hope you guys enjoyed it. Jess, do you have anything else you want to say?
Anything new going on in the world? Anything this week you want to touch down on?
Well, nothing serious, but I've been watching Loki.
Here you go.
Oh man, I love the Avengers, and Loki's my favorite character in the spinoff that they did on Disney Plus. Loki season 2's out. Second episode's already been dropped. There's a new episode every Thursday. You guys check it out. It's more than expected. It's amazing. I have been hooked on it all morning.
Morning.
Yeah.
Okay,
guys.
Jazmyne
Get me. I was watching my Loki.
Right. I do got something from this week. So we are in the process. Haven't told you yet. We're in the process of coming out with some merch. So if you would like a Say It Ain't So podcast t-shirt, I don't know if we'll do a website, but we do have an Instagram and what else do we have? Just Instagram for now?
I think that's it. We got our email back.
We got our email. But we are going to post that on our Instagram. Make sure you go follow @SayItAin'tSo_pod on Instagram. And look out for that. We'll have some merch dropping.
We'll have some behind the scenes footage.
We'll have some. We got some good things coming. We're also going to do a giveaway, probably at 50 subscribers. So if you aren't subscribed,
like and subscribe.
Like
share,
and
tell your
subscribe.
friends. We'd love to keep dishing out some advice and some testimonies to you guys.
Yes. Like and subscribe now. Don't wait till the end of the video. Click back on your phone right now. Slide it down. Go ahead and click that subscribe because we need it.
Subscribe. We need it.
And one of our subscribers is going to get a free T-shirt, and we might
We should make.
even let you join in on a podcast.
Yeah.
Maybe. If you have good stories.
If
If you don't, if you're not enthusiastic, if you're not,
also, guys, I will
you're not
tell
coming
you,
on.
if you would like for me to delve into detail on like certain stuff that I've seen and tripped about that connected together to really like drive me crazy, I guess, I can definitely talk about it. I just don't like to put it all out there at first because people kind of like, whoa, you know.
Shout
It's
out
a
your
lot
handles.
to take in, yeah.
Shout out your handles out there and stuff.
What are my handles?
Belinda. On Instagram, go follow her handle because she doesn't know what her handle is, but for some reason I do. It's Belinda K. It's BELINDAAAKAY.
That's what it is.
Yeah. It's because I had to type it in when I was following you on the page, but it's Belinda K.
I've had to change it so many different times, so I can't remember it. But yeah, so my newest one is Belinda K. Belinda A.
Belinda K. There's 3 A's at the end of Belinda. Belinda K. But anyways, we love you guys. We hope that you love this episode. Make sure that you turn on your post notifications too, guys. I mean, shit. We're doing the dang thing. We already said that this is going to be the #1 podcast in 2024. We are excited for that to go off. And pop off and things like that. So we love you guys and hope you have a wonderful day. Say It Ain't So Podcast, episode 2, we out.